All right, so having done our design in Photoshop with a basic layout wireframed up to lay out all of our content, what we need to do is we need to fill in this box here. This is our image. Now, I don't need to do this in this particular wireframe of in Photoshop. I can do it here if I want to, or I could do it separately. Now, what I need to do first of all is find an image to put in here, and I have already in my resources folder in my web design folder. So I've got my web design folder here. I've got resources, I've got images. Images where we export our stuff ready to use. Resources is where we keep the things we actually have used as an original. This is our original image. This is our wireframe. These are things that are not going to go onto our website, but we are using in order to create the things that do go on our website. So if I just open up this Supergirl image, got a little bit of Supergirl. Now, if I look at this image, we can see, hopefully at least you can see that this is clearly the wrong shape. Now, this is not quite square, this shape for this column here, but it is a much more square image than this one here. So what I need to do is I need to crop this photo down to be the same shape and size as this. Now, I can do this by bringing the photograph in from, or the image in from here, this document, and putting it into here, then resizing it and trying to bring it down to this shape. Now that leads to a bunch of different possible problems. So if I select all with Control and then A, puts a selection box around it, Control C to copy everything, and then I'm going to go back to my wireframe and press Control V to paste it in. Then I need to edit transform, which I can use Control T to do. If I hold Shift on my keyboard while I resize, now remember, always hold Shift on your keyboard whilst you're resizing an image. Now let's say I wanted to use this whole image and get it in that box. What I need to do is I need to get it to the right height, so I just pop it in approximately in place, size it out to about there. Now great, that's the right height-ish, that'll do. Okay, oops. That is about the right height, sorry, there we go. That's about the right height, but it doesn't fit inside the box. So what I'd have to do that is squash the image down. And now you should be able to very clearly see that that looks awful. So what we actually need to do is crop this image so it's the same shape as the box, not just the same size. So I'm going to apply that, but I'm just going to delete that layer altogether because it looks awful, doesn't it? So delete that. Yes, I'd like to delete that layer. Now what I want to do is I want to make this image that I'm going to be working with, this one here, this Supergirl picture, the same as the size of this box. Now, because I wrote all this down earlier, and I drew this wireframe without the content based on these numbers, I know that my final image needs to be 494 pixels by 420 pixels in width and height. So I can go back to my original and I can say, well, using my crop tool just here, that I want this picture to be exactly 494 pixels by 420 pixels px. Yeah? Now that is the exact shape that my image should be. Now what I might want to do is might decide, well, do I want to crop off any more of this image? I could say, well, maybe I want to make it a bit smaller. We zoom in around the symbol. We maybe want to put this on the third lines or something, so that all goes through there. Now whatever I choose to do, yeah, let's go with that. That's a good option. Now if I go to that, now I press enter to apply my crop. That has resized this to exactly the same size as my box. So I zoom in on it. I can see that this image looks like it's approximately the same size as this here. Yeah, as this box that we're in here. So what I need to do is I could, if I want to, just save this now. Now I know that it is the right size and shape. I don't need to put it into my wireframe. If you prefer to, you are absolutely welcome to do that. I'm not going to do that in this case. All I'm going to do instead is go File, Save As, back to my web design folder in the images, and I'm going to call this something along the lines of Supergirl picture or Supergirl image. Supergirl underscore img, that'll do. That's a sensible name. I'll save that there. I can set my settings up here. It doesn't necessarily need to be the maximum file size, but that'll do. Click OK. Now that image, just to prove it to you, is the exact same size as the box we just had in our wireframe. So I select all, copy it, and then paste it. Just get rid of my sizes for a second. Now if I move this here, it will be exactly the same size as that box there. And you see it fits perfectly in there. That's what it's going to look like on our document. So if you want to see what it looks like around your other content, it's absolutely great to do it in this wireframe version. Now this is going to be my Photoshop website. I have a nice picture of Supergirl here. We're going to have some links across the top. We've got a banner or a header, and we've got some text and some copyright information. Perfect. That is our website set up in Photoshop. I've exported all the images I need, so I've got my Photoshop banner header here. This guy is all exported as an image. Our links are currently exported as an image as well, as is our copyright information down here. And then we have a separate image exported, which is our Supergirl image. Now all of those things exported separately, we can make these into a website very easily just by setting up the structure in Dreamweaver using HTML5 and CSS elements. That's what we're going to do next.